Yes! So exciting. Ta-da! Hello creatives, welcome back to Beginner's Mind, Art Mind. I'm Linda and I've got a exciting unboxing and swatching video for you this week. I swatch out my new Liquitex paint markers. I show you the best way to prime them without flooding them, and I also give you some tips on what to do if you do flood them and run into problems with them. So grab your favorite beverage, sit back and enjoy the video. It is art haul day! Woo! Unboxing! Yes! So exciting. Okay, before I get into the actual unboxing, I want to talk to you guys about what makes these art hauls possible for me and for my channel. And some of you have been asking me, what is it exactly that supports my channel? Like, what can you do to support my channel? Some have asked about watching the commercials. The biggest way that you can support my channel is to watch my videos all the way through and to click like and to subscribe and to hit notifications. That helps with the YouTube algorithm somehow. And also in the, I actually have a list I'm reading, so I won't forget anything. The Amazon affiliate links that I put below each video, if they have a very complex way of deciding what a qualifying purchase is. And I don't actually understand that. I don't think anybody on earth understands it completely. But if you click one of those links, say I put a link for some kind of colored pencil or something, and you click that link, it doesn't matter what you purchase after you click that link within a 24-hour period. If you click that link, and this shows up, people are actually supporting me this way. They're clicking a link and then they're doing their shopping. They're buying cat food and toilet paper and I don't know, people have bought all kinds of things on my links. And I actually get a really small commission through each of those purchases. It is a tiny commission, but the more people do it, it adds up. And so that's a major way that you can help. And it's super easy because you don't even have to buy something that you weren't going to already buy. I do have an account with Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, and that link is also below my videos. So you go to the Buy Me a Cup of Coffee site, and there I think is like $5 for a cup of coffee, and you can buy as many coffees as you want to. Well, over the last couple of weeks, 2 people have made donations to my Buy Me a Cup of Coffee page. One person bought me 5 cups of coffee, and one person bought me 2 or 3 cups of coffee. So yeah, I think it was eight cups of coffee total. So 8 times 5, you know, it's a generous donation, and it all helps. By my Etsy account, I have fine art prints listed of all my not all my paintings, some of my paintings in my Etsy. And Mildred, dear Mildred, convinced me, and a couple of others of you asked me to load my original paintings in. So I've just started to load my original paintings into my Etsy shop. And it's a process. It's going to take a little while to get a ton of them in there. But I loaded 4 in this week, and my dear viewer, Mildred, purchased one of the paintings already. So yay, thank you. That really helps a lot. Also below my videos, I have a link to my Amazon wish list and to my Dick Blick wish list. And periodically I put art supplies on those lists. And this week, I don't even know what, well, not this week, but last week, I guess it was. I don't even know why, but Jerry's Artorama sent me a generous gift card. So I spent it. So between all of these things that I have just mentioned, it added up enough to make a order to Jerry's. So that's what this unboxing is. It's not like it's sponsored by Jerry's or by any one person. It's made by all these little things that you all do as my viewers. You know, you guys are the ones that are making it possible for me to do unboxings, art hauls, test out new supplies, and encouraging me to keep making videos. I had a heck of a time with last week's video. I had a disaster while I was editing it that caused me to have to go back and rebuild the entire video. And honestly, I'll tell you, I was so frustrated that I felt like giving up. But, you know, then Mildred bought a painting, you know, so it picked me up. It really did. So you guys, your comments, everything, all of your support in any of the ways that you support, even if it's just through comments, it means a lot to me, and it really helps keep this channel going. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay, now that I've rambled on all this time, I'm sure you guys want me to open the darn box. Let's go. Hey, I always forget. Jerry's opens this one. I think these boxes are the coolest thing that Jerry's has. These are actually the greatest boxes for storing paintings, and they're really sturdy. Paintings on paper, or even panels, I guess, but they're really sturdy. Okay, you ready? You ready? Ta-da! Wow, look how this is so exciting. Look at all this stuff. Okay, why don't I take these things out and put them on the desk, and then we will talk about them. Let's see. Okay, Liquitex acrylic gouache. Faber-Castell, the watercolor markers. Let's see, Sennelier abstract primary matte colors. This sounded interesting to me. I had not heard of these before. It was actually a viewer. Oh, I wish I remembered your name, but it was actually a viewer who mentioned these to me, and I had never heard of them. Another Soho journal. And a bunch of Liquitex acrylic markers. That's the haul, folks. Wow. Okay, let me adjust my camera again. Okay, what should we look at first? Let's see. I'm going to look at the sketchbook first. More and more, especially since I'm going out plein air painting, I really find I'm needing the sketchbooks that lay flat for doing 2-page spreads, landscapes, and to be able to set up on my Pochade box. So this was on sale. They just had some big anniversary sale or something, and this just lays so perfectly flat. And I love the binding. I think that binding is so cool. So that's the Soho Urban Artists Brick Mixed Media, 95 pounds. Unfortunately, by the time this video airs, the sale will be over because it's ending today, but they always have sales. Let's see what this is. So this is Matte Abstract, a product of France. Abstract is innovating and is now offering a matte acrylic range, an ultra covering effect, a velvety appearance, and a fluid result. 35 colors available in small 60 ml format. So this is a primary set. It's made by Sennelier, but they call it the Abstract line. So 60 ml. I guess I was thinking in terms, well, I guess I was thinking in terms of tubes. So this is a matte acrylic, so I guess it's like acrylic gouache. So if you look at it that way, this is, how much is in this Turner container? Oh, this is 20 ml. 20 ml. So I don't do good with the mLs, but actually I don't do good with any numbers. But so that's 60 ml. I think when I read 60 ml, I was thinking big packet, but wow, that's really hard to believe because that goes that goes down to there. It's hard, well, I guess, I don't know. It's hard to believe it's that much more than that because the whole bottom is hollow. So it's basically, and these ends are curved in like that. So it's basically like that much and cut off there. So it's that much. Doesn't seem like that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I don't know. I'm sure it's what they say it is. I just expected the packets to be much bigger. So we got primary blue, pigment PB15, primary red, PV19, really interested to see what this ends up looking like. Primary yellow, PY74, and titanium white, PW6, and which black do they give you? Mars black. Huh, that's interesting. I don't use Mars black. Don't know if I've ever tried Mars black. I usually use ivory black or lamp black, carbon black. Usually I use ivory black. Interesting. That is PBK11. All right, so I'll have to give those a try. I'm wondering how much like gouache they are. Innovative acrylic. Okay. Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer watercolor markers. There's 5 markers in here. This is again something that Emma Carlisle uses on her Patreon, and I tried to hold off on ordering these for a long time, but every time I see her use them, I'm really wanting to get some. So I ended up getting a set, which I don't usually do. They have all different kinds of sets. This, I believe, is their landscape set, and so they're, I believe, you know, they're water soluble. You can use them with a brush. Wouldn't this be fun for taking out plein air? Just for like quick plein air sketching. I'm really looking forward to trying that. And these were on sale. So yeah, looking forward to trying these. It's got a pointy tip and a bullet tip, a smaller bullet tip. Yeah. Looking forward to swatching those out. Nice little box they come in. And I'm gonna have to do some paintings. These I have been dying to try, but then I saw, so these are Liquitex acrylic gouache. I actually have been dying to try their soft-bodied acrylics, but yeah, I just didn't know if I wanted to buy a whole nother kind of paint, and it gets expensive, so I held off, and then I saw these gouache, which I thought, well, how different is, this is acrylic gouache. Yeah, acrylic gouache. So I'm really curious about how different this is from their soft body line, because I've heard that their soft body paints are fairly matte. So now I'm really going to want to get some of their soft bodied acrylics to compare. See how this gets so expensive? This art supply thing. I really am going to want to compare these to their soft body acrylics, because I'm curious what the difference is. I don't think these are ultra flat. I think from what I've read, these are kind of like their soft bodied acrylics. So there again, it'll be a really fun thing. Primaries, primary colors. What do they give you for blue? Primary blue, do they give you a pigment number? PB15. It lists the light fastness here. Excellent. Excellent light fastness. So I would expect that from these too. Light fastness 1. Light fastness 1. Okay, so their primary yellow is PY74. Same. Mars Black, and this was Mars Black. And primary red, PV19. Oh yeah, and they give you a green. I'll be darned, that's interesting. PY184. And PW6, titanium white. So that is that set. And then these, the story behind these is, I used to fill my own markers when I was doing landscape paintings on silk, and my work was represented by galleries, and I had that whole career thing going. So I used to fill these with, you know, I guess I used the Maltov markers to fill. And I watched a few videos of people filling the Montana and the Maltov empty markers, and it didn't look like it was going so well. I like the idea that they can mix, you can mix your own colors, but they were leaking badly after they mixed them, and some of them lost the springs when they pulled the top off. I actually had that happen when I was mixing it for dyes. The kind I was using, the spring flew out and I never found it. Just issues. It looked like they were having issues. So these were on sale, and I've been wanting them. And the other big issue was that you had to buy the fluid paint. So, like, one of my viewers had recommended I watch Sarah Burns' video. So her video was one of the ones I watched, and she had purchased these bottles of golden fluid acrylics, I guess. And golden's expensive. I mean, I love golden. I have lots of golden paint, but heavy body. I don't have any fluid paint. So if I bought the empty markers, I would have had to then invest in the paint to go in them. And yes, of course, they're refillable, which makes them economical, but I wasn't sure I was going to like them. I wasn't sure I was even going to reuse them. So I don't know. For a lot of reasons, I waited out. My husband actually watched a couple of the videos with me, and we waited out, and I decided to just go with a few of these to start with, and just to see if I even liked them, or if I thought it was something that I was going to continue using. If it does feel like something I'm going to continue using, then yes, I will consider looking into the refillable ones, and maybe watch some videos to see if other people have better luck with them. But I will read you off the colors that I got with these. This is going to be fun swatching all of this. I've seen Emma Carlisle use this stone cover, or parchment color. I love this one. I wish they didn't use so much plastic. It's too bad they can't put them in little paper bags. Or just wrap them up in an elastic or something, I don't know. Ooh, this one may be leaked. Okay, so these are the colors I got. This is what the nibs look like. I got all the same nibs, so that's what the nibs look like. I hope you can see this okay. I'm looking into the wrong end of my phone, so can't really see what you're seeing. Okay, this is unbleached titanium. Love that color. This was the parchment. I don't know if you can see the colors through there. Oh, it's interesting. They have different labels. Huh, some have clear labels, which makes much more sense. It's a clear label, and some have white labels, so you can't see the color as good. This one is raw sienna, yellow oxide, Naples yellow hue. Oh, you guys know how much I love Naples yellow. These are oranges. Cadmium yellow light hue. That was cad yellow medium, the other one. Light pink. This is a great color, believe it or not, to use in landscapes. Cadmium yellow deep. Cadmium orange hue. If I remember correctly, I don't think it was just that they weren't in stock. I don't think they had a lot of good choices for purchasing non-cadmium, for non-cadmium choices. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think they did. Okay. Cadmium red deep hue. That would be another good reason to buy the refillable ones and refill them yourself, because you could use alternatives to the cadmiums. How can I not find the name all of a sudden? Cadmium red medium hue. That was cad red deep. Oh, I see. The label's changed again. Oh, that's what keeps throwing me. Light violet, another great color to use in landscapes. Light blue violet. That's a pretty color. Well, I'll swatch these out so you can see them. This looks like a wicked crazy green. Emerald green. That is like, whew, crazy green. Cobalt turquoise hue. You got to have a turquoise, right? I mean, you know, how could you hate turquoise? I put it in everything I can sneak it into. And titanium white. So that's those. That's exciting. You know, a big mistake that people make with these, I think, is flooding them when they go to use them. And I think that might have been the problem with some of the people that I watched. I think they were flooding them because they were, you know, pushing and pushing, and then all this came out. And then when they put the caps back on, the paint just leaked out of the well inside. Where's my scissors? No. So I remember this from when I was using them with dyes. There's a well inside here by where the tip is. You can just actually pull the tip right out. And if you flood it, that well just fills up with the paint or the dye, and it'll just start oozing out and puddling. And then when you go to cap it, the excess will fill the cap. It'll just keep flooding out. So what you want to do is push it down until you start to see it come out. And then just sort of slowly let it work its way down into the tip. See, it's starting to show. It's coming down. It's coming down quite fast. I hope you can see this. I hate that I have to do the filming with where I can't see what I'm filming, but it's moving down quite quickly. And I think if you're patient enough, you won't end up with that flooding. Yeah, it's coming down. Almost all the way down now. So it really doesn't take that many pushes down if you just let it come down naturally, and then it's very clean. There's no dripping. It's almost all the way down now. Oh, what a pretty color. Oh, I don't even have a pen. Oh, look, see, look how nice when you don't push it. No bubbles, no puddles. It's not making a mess in the cap. Let me get a pen so I can write down names. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think if I actually am going to swatch, I may just turn the camera around and point it down. Okay, I got the camera moved around. Got myself set up, and what I will probably end up doing is speeding this up. So, let's see what happens. This one is cobalt turquoise hue. This one was light blue violet and cobalt turquoise hue. Pretty colors. So what I decided to do was pump them a few times and then just put the caps back on and lay them down off to the side to see if they would come down on their own. That way I don't have to flood the tips, because it's just like taking a long time. So as soon as it starts to come down in a meaningful way, I'm trying to put the caps back on and just see if they'll self-feed. Too bad you can't stand them on their ends like that. That would help. Okay, so that one started to come down, so I'll put it aside. This one I can tell I got carried away with because I can see excess paint up in there. It is hard not to get impatient after a while. I decided to put them semi-upright like this. The nibs have a little bit of a smell to them. I don't think it's the paint. I think it's just something in the nibs. It's not horrible. It's a little strong, but it's something that I feel like is just kind of like a new foam or a new plastic smell. I have a feeling it'll dissipate. Whoa, that one came down fast. Wow, that's weird. You know, that's interesting because this one leaked. This one did not have plastic around it, and when I set it down on my desk, it leaked. It got all over my desk, and yeah, so, and it's like really, really watery. Huh. Actually, very strange. I'm not sure what's up with this one. I'll have to see. Yeah, I think something might be wrong with this one. Okay, so this is how they've been sitting. Let's see how how they look. Yeah, it's almost all the way down now, just a little bit on the bottom. Okay, so all the colors did come down to the nibs by pumping them a few times and then having them upside down in a container like that. And none of them flooded except this one. And there's definitely something wrong with this one. It's still leaking. So it's leaking out of here, leaking out of the nib. So I'm going to have to contact them about this one. The nib actually even looks kind of furry and weird. So something's wrong with this one, I believe. Just not operating right. But I guess I'll still try and see if I can get it to work. Yeah, this unbleached titanium just isn't working. There's something wrong with it. Thought it'd be fun to see what kind of marks you could get. Boy, they're nice markers. They really are. Look at that smooth, really smooth finish on all of these. The only one that came out bubbly was that one, and I think that might have been user error because I was going over it. This one obviously is not working. There's something wrong with that pen. Really nice finish. Some colors do seem a little, well, obviously I guess the darker colors are shinier than the lighter colors, but these have a really nice finish. They remind me of a flat acrylic. This has got a tiny bit of shine to it. That has a little bit, and it may be how thick they were applied too. I wouldn't be surprised with that, but a nice different variety of marks that you can get. I'm really pleased. It'll be interesting to see how I'm going to use them. Like, am I going to use them to just add to paintings, or am I going to use them to try to do a complete painting? That will be fun to play with. Really nice though. I think they look really high quality. Very even and consistent finish. It'll be interesting to see if they do end up leaking into the lids. So far, so good. I do think that flooding has a lot to do with why people get leaking in the lids. These just seem to be fine. They don't seem to be having an issue. Fingers crossed, because who knows what'll happen in the future. Okay, so that is the Liquitex professional acrylic marker with the big fat nib. Love that big fat nib. So yesterday we swatched out these Liquitex acrylic markers, and this one was misbehaving. So I have let it sit overnight, and I'm just going to try to reapply it over this patch. This is the right one, right? Yes. And see if it comes out any different. Wow, still really watery. Wow, so watery. Very strange. I've even tried wiping off the nib. Get some of the goop out of there. Start over. All right, and maybe I'll even turn the nib over in case it's just that end that has something wrong with the nib. Completely start over. Okay, so pulled out the nib, cleaned it off, turned the nib around to the other end. But yeah, wow, it is working better. So there is hope for this. So that's it for this week's video. I decided to leave you with a view I saw out my bedroom window this morning of a couple of does and a yearling coming up to the salt lick to get their fill of minerals. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and have a great week.